What's the deal with scarcity? Why do we feel we have to be a part of something that we think will run out soon? Explain in terms of neurobiology.
Scarcity is a psychological phenomenon that arises from the perception that resources or opportunities are limited, which can create a sense of urgency and competition. The concept of scarcity can be traced back to our evolutionary history, where our ancestors needed to compete for resources in order to survive. The neurobiological underpinnings of scarcity can be explained through various processes in the brain. Dopamine and reward system. The brain's reward system is a key player in the perception of scarcity. When we think something is scarce, the brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure, reward, and motivation. This drives us to seek out and obtain the scarce resource. Dopamine is also involved in learning and reinforcement, so when we successfully acquire a scarce resource, the brain associates the experience with positive emotions, reinforcing the behavior. Amygdala and fear response. The amygdala, an almond-shaped structure in the brain, plays a crucial role in processing emotions, particularly fear and anxiety. When faced with potential scarcity, the amygdala may trigger a fear response, making us feel anxious about missing out on the resource. This fear can motivate us to act quickly in order to secure the scarce item or opportunity. Prefrontal cortex and decision-making. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for executive functions such as decision-making, planning, and self-control. When we perceive scarcity, our prefrontal cortex evaluates the situation and weighs the potential costs and benefits of pursuing the scarce resource. If the perceived benefits outweigh the costs, our prefrontal cortex will guide our actions towards acquiring the resource. Social comparison and conformity. Humans are social animals, and our brains are wired to compare ourselves to others. The perception of scarcity can be amplified when we see others competing for the same resource, as it triggers a fear of social exclusion. The brain's mirror neurons, which are responsible for empathy and imitating the behavior of others, may contribute to this conformity effect. In summary, the perception of scarcity and the resulting urgency to obtain scarce resources can be explained by various interconnected neurobiological processes involving the brain's reward system, fear response, decision-making, and social comparison mechanisms. This drives us to seek out and acquire resources that we perceive as scarce in order to secure our survival, gain social approval, and experience pleasure and reinforcement.